Holy hell, dudes. Holy hell. Sorry about the audio. Dude. Dudes. 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 Making this real big here. Making this real big. Look at this, dudes. Dudes, holy shit, dudes. This is crazy news. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me get the... Is it showing the... Let me go to my live view. Okay, cool. Now I can see. Let me share all this so I can get as many people going on this as possible. If you can, share this link, my live link, to everybody you can, so that we get as many people in here as possible. Here's the link to my live. I'll pin it up at the top because this is huge news. So I'm going to go over. There's 2 documents today. This is fresh off the pacer. Order of dismissal on grounds of forum nonconvenience. So this is the order itself. I think this is an old document, so this is the order itself. And then here's the second document that is a response from the judge to this order. So this is a judgment in a civil case. So this is a judgment has been made. This is a decision by the court. This action came to consideration before the court. The issues have been considered, and a decision has been rendered. Hold on, I gotta share this. This is insane. This is insane. Hold on 1 second, guys. I know everybody's excited to get into it, but I gotta share this like everywhere. Okay, let me just dig right into this. Big W. The line has been held. This is US. This is in the US. This is in the US, dudes. This is in the US. Judgment in a civil case. So this is as of today. So I don't need this document. So let me go here. Please don't steal my information. This is kind of sketchy. But this was entered today. So this morning, as of no earlier than 50 minutes ago. So this is less than an hour old. United States, you stole everything. This is a judgment in a civil case. Case number matches up. So this is for the Nexon Corporation, a Korean corporation, versus Iron Mace Co. Ltd. as a Korean corporation defendants. This isn't a jury verdict. This is a court decision. This action came to consideration before the court. The issues have been considered, and a decision has been rendered. The court has ordered that, for the reasons set forth in the court's order of dismissal, dated August 17th, 2023, docket number 57, judgment is entered in favor of defendants, and all of Plaintiff Nexon Korea Corporation's claims are dismissed without prejudice. Dated August 17th, 2023. Clerk of the Court, Ravi Subramanian. I can't say that. Signatory is Kadia Peter, the deputy clerk. This is real. This is real. This is real. I'm pumped. I am stoked. This decision is real. Let me. I will upload this document into. Hold on. Let me do one of these and then save as PDF, and then I'll just name it that. No, I'll just name it. That dismissal. Cool. So I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. Well, I'm going to add this to my Patreon. I will give this one out. I've been giving all the documents out for free. So let me go to my Patreon here, and I'll get a link. Create. I will make it public so everybody can view it for free. So I am publishing this now. Let me get a link. Copy link. So I'm going to post in my. Here's a link to my Patreon, and you could download the video or download the document for free. Case dismissed for the reasons set forth in the court's order of dismissal, dated August 17, 2023, docket number 57. Judgment is entered in favor of defendants, and all of the plaintiff Nexon Korea Corporation's claims are dismissed without prejudice. So I know I'm pumped. I know I'm stoked. This is huge news. I did not think this was going to happen. I'll be perfectly honest. I did not expect this to happen. They don't go into detail. They don't have to. They gave the details to the. They gave the details to the. They gave the details to the lawyers. And amongst us, yes, this is exactly what I wanted to get into. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I do. You guys know me. I have to give it to you straight. This is exciting. This is huge news. This is a huge W. This is a huge W for Iron Mace. Do not let anything I'm about to say take that away. Do not let me crush any dreams or spirits. Without prejudice means that Nexon can appeal. Nexon will appeal this, like, easily. Now, here's the situation. While Nexon appeals this, Iron Mace can petition Steam to get it back on Steam. They could also release in the United States completely legally. Like, this case has been dismissed. So until Nexon can apply for an appeal and be granted an appeal, so there's a really high likelihood that they will be approved for the process of appeals. So they'll be approved for the appeals process. So they have to then make an argument as to why they should be given an appeal. This is a U.S. dismissal. This is just the U.S. dismissal. This has nothing to do with the case in Korea. Absolutely nothing to do with the case in Korea. The cases aren't linked in any way. This is U.S. only. So yeah, they need to what Nexon needs to do is they need to come back with any kind of evidence that supports an appeal, right? So the way that this works is Nexon is going to be scouring around for all kinds of evidence that they can use against the dismissal, saying like, okay, well, we found this piece of evidence as to why we think the case should move forward, we would like to appeal the the decision for dismissal. Yeah, Austin. Yo, what up, Austin? What up, Eric? Quagga, Anti-Sun. How are you guys all doing today? Jesus the Lord, Ja Rule, Team 2001. What up, dude? Nubushi, how are you doing today? Bizarre, everybody. How are you guys doing? Pender, Faded, Calv, Arcane Armor. You guys are all huge backwards. Thanks for showing up. You guys are amazing. But yeah, they basically have to find new evidence or some kind of evidence that would refute Iron Mace's reasons for requesting a dismissal. So, A. Larson, a very short TLDR. The United States court has dismissed the lawsuit against Iron Mace. It's been dismissed without prejudice. So what that means is Nexon now has to find new evidence that refutes Iron Mace's claims for the dismissal, and if they want to bring an appeal. So Nexon can appeal this, and they will for sure try to appeal this, but they have to then be granted the hearing for an appeal, and then they have to win a trial just to get the dismissal dismissed, right? So to restart the court case. And that process can take like a month or two. They have to file for the dismissal within 30 days. They have to file their appeal within 30 days. That appeal has to be granted, and then they have to go through the appeals process, which is basically like a mini court case, right? And that all that does is restart the case. So there's a month or two window here, now that the case has been dismissed, where it is fully legal for Iron Mace to publish Dark and Darker anywhere they want, and for Steam to publish Dark and Darker, and for that time period until Iron Mace is approved for the appeals process and the appeal is granted, Nexon can no longer DMCA Iron Mace in the United States. They can't. So for like the next month to 2 months, around that time period, Nexon cannot DMCA. It's illegal for them to DMCA Iron Mace in the United States. So that means they could go back to having AWS as their server host, which I don't know if they will do. They could go back to having AWS, so that could be better servers that are based in the United States, that are based in Seattle, for the West Coast, that are based. I can't remember the East Coast and Central United States servers are, but they're very, very, very good. AWS servers are basically the best. They're the people I want to use for my video game. They're a little bit pricey, but they're AWS servers and they're super good. So they can go back to having AWS, and if Steam allows, so Steam is still a private business, right? So they can choose to host Dark and Darker or not, or they could wait for the appeals process to be over. So, if they wait for the appeals process to be over, we might not see it back on Steam until Nexon's dismissal gets denied or approved, or whatever happens with the dismissal. But if Steam allows, we could see the game back up on Steam by next week, right? So, yeah, courts have dismissed Nexon's court case in the United States, just flat out. It's without prejudice, so that means Nexon can appeal, but the court case has been dismissed. This was like a 20% chance for me, or less, like 10 to 20 maybe, for this to happen. So for this to happen, that means that there's a lot more information that we haven't seen. Like, what this tells me is that Iron Mace has even more evidence that we haven't seen publicly to support their facts. And that Nexon's case is obviously very flimsy. So this is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Crazy big news. Yeah, court case right here. You guys can see United States District Court, Western District of Washington at Seattle, Nexon Korea Corporation plaintiff versus Iron Mace Korean Corporation defendants. Judgment in a civil case. Case number, same case number. It's a decision by the court. This action came to consideration before the court. The issues have been considered, and a decision has been rendered. The court has ordered that, for the reasons set forth in the court's order of dismissal dated August 17, 2023, docket number 57, judgment is entered in favor of the defendants, and all of plaintiff Nexon Korea Corporation's claims are dismissed without prejudice. It's dismissed. It's just straight up dismissed without prejudice. Nexon has to appeal, and they have to be approved for the appeals process, and then they have to get that appeal granted, which would then just restart the court case. So, for now, Phantom. Also, what up, dude? HP Lovecraft's cat. What up, dude? Thanks for everybody who's giving out quick TLDRs. This is crazy, and I know people are trickling in. But this is huge. This is huge news. Huge news. So I'm going to update this link with a TLDR. So dismissed without prejudice. So here's a TLDR. What's up? There has to be more. There has to be. So we're only seeing about 10%. No, 86. It doesn't say at all. It's literally a one-page document. One out of one. This is a one-page document. Yeah, one-page document. Here's my pacer. Like, everything's legit. Here's my receipt. Like, oh, don't want to show the whole thing. But, yeah. So, Phantom, I don't know. This is 100% legit. Nexon can't take it down for the next, anywhere from 1 to 2, maybe 3 months, for the appeal, while it goes through the appeals process. And then they could only then DMCA again if it's granted an appeal, right? So the appeals process has to be approved, which is like a 50-50 chance. And then the appeal process has to be granted, which is probably like a 25% chance of happening. So, like, realistically, there's like a 12.5% chance of them winning this appeal. And if they don't win the appeal, if Nexon doesn't win the appeals process, then they can't appeal again. They can't. You only get one shot at an appeal. You can't continue to appeal. So it's a three strikes rule, and if you fail your first two, it's like a best of 3. So basically, if you fail your first 2 times, then you're done. We don't have any news from Korea yet. We are expecting news from Korea sometime around the 21st of this month to this 21st of September. Yeah, it would take anywhere from 1 to 3 months for them to be able to DMCA again, effectively. So yeah, this is huge news. Huge news. That's up to Steam. Steam can wait until the dismissal has been appealed, or they could release it now. They're a private business; they can do whatever they want. So, yeah, they could kind of do whatever they want. This is crazy. This is crazy madness. How's general chat doing? This is crazy. Okay. So now, what do you guys want to do? Thank you, Dom. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super. I'm going to add your name into the pre rolls on the next video. There's a TLDR in the Jaden M. There's a TLDR up in the pinned post, the pinned comment. But yeah, the Korean case isn't affected by this at all. Hey, have a good day, Austin. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday. Have a great day. Anti-Sun, you too. I'm gonna be playing Dad in a little bit. Pootie Tang. We have a tentative victory in the United States. So this is like this was like a slim to none chance. I gave this probably like a 10% to 20% chance for a dismissal, and it happened. Like, this is crazy. I loved the fact that I was proven wrong. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have never been so happy to be wrong right now. I have never been so happy. It would have been, the only thing that would make this better was that it was with prejudice. The only time that I know of that cases get dismissed with prejudice is in like very severe cases of blatant like misuse of court, right? So yeah, here I'll link the let me post the link. Here you go. It's free to download on my Patreon. I have never been so happy to be wrong, to be perfectly honest. I had this at about a 25% chance. If I was a betting man, I would have bet that the case goes to discovery and then they settle in discovery. That was my bet. If I had bet money on it, that's what I would have done. But I've never been so happy to have been wrong. Oh, that's a 404 link. Here, let me copy link. Let me fix that for you. Here's the link. So this also helps them if they choose to settle. So what this does is it gives Iron Mace a ton of leverage. So what this does is basically, if Nexon wants anything, they're going to have to take a really low settlement right now just to walk away, which is probably what's in the table right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about a settlement within the next few weeks. Especially so if possibly Dom A. I bought it through Dark and Darker just because it gives, so anybody who's been waiting on Steam to purchase it, I would purchase it through darkanddarker.com because they have their own launcher. The launcher works great. And because they're going through a website kind of like Shopify, they're able to keep most of the profits. They're not going to give up that 30% cut to Steam, right? So Blacksmith is their launcher. Shaft Games is was their partner for their distribution partner. Zola is the website that they built their web. Yeah, Zola is their payment processor. The document's on my Patreon for free. So yeah, like here, I'll show you guys. So like, they have their own launcher. Since I'm kind of done reading this thing. I'll shut this down. Yeah, if you haven't been playing it, I would get a refund on Chaff and either buy it direct or I would probably buy direct. That's the way to support Iron Mace the most. And they're gonna, they probably have over $1 million worth of court fees at this point from their lawyers. Um, so they need the money, right? So I would buy it direct if at all possible. I am so happy to be wrong. I am so happy to be wrong. I kind of want to make this my background. I kind of want to make this my background. So, Big Daddy Bubbles, that's a point. So I know a lot of people were dooming pretty hard. I was cautiously optimistic, but I was trying to paint a bleaker picture. Not really paint a bleaker picture, but I was trying to tell it how I was being told, right, from people who have been lawyers for a while now. One of my friends has been a lawyer for like 20 years. Another one has been a lawyer for like six or seven, maybe 10 now. I don't know. We're getting old. But I'd have to see when she graduated college. Um, but yeah, she's been a lawyer for a little while though, and there's, I go by the numbers, right? I try to go by the percentages and what I read and what I'm told and how likely the things are, and then I just say how likely this stuff is, and then I make my decision, right? But I've always been cautiously optimistic that we would get either a settlement I was cautiously optimistic that we'd get an injunction in Iron Mace's favor, and then we'd get a pretty decent settlement. That was my idea of what would happen, and that still might be the case. But this dismissal is very damning for Nexon. I would not be surprised if we see a small settlement for Iron Mace in the future. So or Iron Mace pays a small settlement just to have Nexon fuck off in the near future. Just to pay them to fuck off, basically. It's like pay us like $500,000 right now, or we draw this case out, and you'll spend another $1 million on court, right? Sorry, Dom. I have no idea how to do anything through Chaff. It's a newer distributor. You have to go through them. I have no idea. So I looked at peak concurrent gamers or peak concurrent on the West Coast, and it was somewhere around like 60,000 players, and that's just one server on the West Coast server, and that's just people who are on at the same time, right? So there was 60K people just on the West Coast server. So they've sold, East Coast is usually double to triple that. So that's probably like, 120 to 180,000 players on the East Coast. And then EU servers around 60K too. So yeah, so they probably sold well over 1 million copies, I would say. I thought it was just for the servers. I thought it was for that server that you're on. Because if that's shared, then it was like 70K peak concurrent, which then they probably sold like 300, 400, like maybe 500,000 copies, which is still good. Josh, there's a TLDR up in the pin comments. So the U.S. court case has been dismissed without prejudice. Nexon can start the appeals process. That usually takes 1 to 2 months, maybe longer. That is only for the United States. So Nexon cannot file DMCAs for the next at least 1 to 2 months, maybe 3, against Iron Mace. It would be illegal. So yeah, the court case has been dismissed in the United States without prejudice. So Nexon can appeal. Of course, I'm here to help. Yeah, you know, obligatory. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. Um, come hang out. I play Dark and Darker on stream. I've been streaming around 2 to 3 times a week, and I've been posting about a video a week for the past since a court case. I'm gonna have more today. I mean, I'm obviously gonna have a video about this probably as soon as I get off stream. Um, but yeah, I'm glad I could help. Thanks, Dominic. Welcome to the guild. Thanks for joining the subbing and becoming a member. I appreciate it. If you join the Discord, you get a special role that gives you access to like coming on stream with me and stuff like that too, and playing. Like I play games with everybody who's in the Discord, especially if it's not super crowded. But yeah, I try to set aside time for stream where I bring people in. Oh, you don't use Discord? But yeah, I'm going to start doing thank you messages and exclusive videos for members as well. Yeah, it was a dismissal on 4 of non-convenience, and it was dismissed without prejudice. So Nexon can appeal the decision. Kazdan or Kazdan. I have not of. I would assume so, but it would. They might not. I don't think it might be cheaper for people outside of the U.S. So people in like South America specifically might get cheaper because Steam localizes their pricing. Yeah, U.S. case. It's right here, all right here. It's all in one-page document. The U.S. case is United States District Court, Western District of Washington. Judgment in a civil case. Case number, same case number. Decision by the court. Right here. Judgment is entered in favor of the defendant, and all of plaintiff Nexon Korea Corporation's claims are dismissed without prejudice. The U.S. case has been dismissed officially. Nexon will appeal this. They can appeal this. So yeah, they're going to be appealing it, but for the next month to 3 months probably, they can't DMCA Iron Mace because there's no threat of court case. They have to get approved for an appeal process before they would be able to send in DMCAs again. So that not only do they have to get approved for the appeals process, they have to then win the appeals process and be granted an appeal, which then just restarts the court case, right? So yeah, that I give like a 25% chance of happening or less. I don't think this is going to get appealed. I'm glad I could help, Phantom. We should all give a huge thank you to Iron Mace and all of their lawyers. This is the American case, yeah. American case. Yeah, U.S. case only. We haven't heard anything about the Korean case. As soon as I hear something about the Korean case, I'll be doing a stream about that too. And if there's anything about this appeals process, then I'll be streaming that too. I'm going to make a quick video about this, probably just a few minutes saying like we did it, and then explaining exactly what I've been explaining on the stream. I might even just do what One Peg does and just cut up the stream, and edit it. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm going to play some Dark and Darker in a bit to celebrate, but I haven't eaten yet, and I've been up since like 7:30. I need to eat some food, but I knew that everybody would want to watch and see this. This is crazy news. Yeah. And Aaron Moss is on Twitter, or X or whatever it's called now. So if you are as well, go in and show him some love and tell him thank you. And wish him good luck in the appeals process, because they're gonna need it. And if this gets appealed, then this is over with in the United States. Thank you for the sub. Limp, yeah, we did it. Here, I'll post the link again, Westy. The link to the document is right here. I have it for free on my Patreon. There's a TLDR up in the top in the pinned messages. So the TLDR is basically a U.S. court case has been dismissed without prejudice. Nexon can appeal. That process takes about 1 to 2 months, maybe even longer. This doesn't affect anything in the Korean court case. So we're still waiting on a Korean injunction. But the U.S. case has been dismissed. We freaking did it. We held the line, and there's a slim chance that this gets appealed. It is possible, so I don't want anybody to think we won and there's nothing Nexon can do about it. But there's still a court case in Korea that we have to worry about, and this dismissal can be appealed. For now, if Steam accepts this dismissal as enough evidence that they have a solid case, they can be put back up on Steam. My opinion is that Steam might want to wait until the appeals process goes through. But yeah, Nexon can't DMCA anybody until they get an appeal approved. So Shada, Ninoon, there's a TLDR up in the top. The case was dismissed in the United States. Nothing happened in Korea, but in the United States, the case was dismissed without prejudice. And what happens with an appeal is basically, so there's an application process for the appeal that has to be approved. You can be denied your appeal. So you have to apply to appeal. If that is approved, which it probably will be, if they find any new evidence. So essentially, the way that the appeal process works is Nexon has to go back and find some kind of new evidence or make some kind of new argument as to why the U.S. court should hear this case. And then what they do is they submit this new evidence to the appeals, for an appeal, and try to appeal this dismissal. And then based on that evidence, the court then decides, okay, we're going to approve this dismissal, and allow it to go forward. And then they hear a case from both sets of lawyers, and then they either deny or grant the appeal. So there's a lot of hurdles that Nexon has to jump through to get through this appeals process. They have to find new evidence that would refute Iron Mace's claims, and it has to be valid enough evidence to where the court will reopen or to allow them to appeal, or go through an appeal process. And then once that's happened, they still have to go through the appeal process and be granted an appeal just to restart the case. So, and all that does is restart the case. Right, so it goes back. It just reopens it, at least to the best of my knowledge. So it's like a 3-part process. You apply for the appeal. The appeal is either you apply for the chance at an appeal. That chance at the appeal is either denied or granted. Then you go through the appeals process, and then they either grant or deny the appeal itself. And then once that happens, the case just reopens. That's it. What's up, Lord Chungus? Yeah, TLDR is that the case was dismissed without prejudice. So Nexon can appeal, but the chance for an appeal is pretty slim. In my opinion. But yeah, Nexon is done. In my opinion, they have a very slim chance of getting this case restarted. They maybe 25% at best, 12.5% maybe. So and I've never been so happy to be wrong. I know that I didn't think that I've said over and over again that I didn't think that the dismissal would go through, but I've never been so happy to be wrong in my life. I have never been so happy to be wrong. This is incredible. Thank you for everybody who's been subbing. I'm obviously going to continue doing stuff like this. I'm going to continue this case. I'm going to do, I live stream my gameplay. I'm going to be doing build guides. I'm going to be doing loot guides. I'm going to be doing guides in general. And I'm going to be doing patch notes is another thing I'm going to be doing. So all for Dark and Darker. I'm also going to be keep following Baldur's Gate. So probably not Big Daddy Bubbles. Not unless it might be brought up in the appeals process. But we probably won't know. No, we only have access to like 10% of everything that happens in this case. Jacob, no, it's not over for good. It's because if it was dismissed with prejudice, then it would be over for good in the United States. They would have to take it to another court, to the higher court, all the way up to. So it would be like this basically the state court, the regional court, and then you have Supreme Court. So this just means that Nexon has to appeal. And it's just in the United States, not Korea. There's still the injunction in Korea to worry about. So, but this is a very good sign. So if the appeals process goes poorly, Nexon will probably settle for, a tenth of what they were asking for. The settlement will probably be way significantly smaller. But yeah, it is a safer bet to buy the game. If you were hesitant to buy the game because of a rug pull, this just made it a lot more safe. It's still not certain that the game won't be removed because there's still a case in Korea and there's a possibility that this does get approved for through the appeals process. But this is a very good sign that Nexon's case is really bad. So it might be released on Steam soon. We don't know yet. And if it is released through Steam, Steam will force them to give you a refund if it is removed. At least I think so. Unless you have over a certain amount of playtime, right? So they won't refund you if you have over a certain amount of playtime, but the Korean lawsuit has always been more important than the US lawsuit. Because they're both Korean companies. But yeah, I mean that's about it. It's a one-page document. I have it. I'll post the link for my Patreon again. It's right here. If you guys click that link, it goes to my Patreon. It's free to download on my Patreon from that post. If you guys want to help out, feel free to join the Patreon or my YouTube memberships. So the Hildreth, the lawsuit in the United States, got thrown out. It got dismissed without prejudice. So that means that Nexon can still appeal and reopen the court case. And it is possible that the game can release on Steam. That's entirely up to Steam. They're a private company. Iron Mace can't force them to do anything. It is possible that Iron Mace waits out for the appeal process, or Steam waits out for the appeal process to see what happens with the appeals process, but I don't know if they're that interested, and seeing this document might be enough for them to relist. I can't say. I don't know. My bet is that they would probably relist it sooner rather than later because Steam doesn't want to miss out on that money, right? And then if the appeals process goes through, they'll just take it down again, right? So it is entirely possible that they relist it. Yeah, dude, fuck Nexon. But yeah, this is huge news. This is huge news. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna jump off. I'm going to make this video and post it. You know, the first to break the story is always gets the most views or whatever. Kind of hate how that works on YouTube, but thanks for watching. Please consider subbing. I hope I helped. You guys are great. Yeah, Grant, it was dismissed. Let's go. Let's go. I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm going to jump off the stream. I'm going to make a video, and then I'm going to eat some food, and then I'll probably come back and start streaming some Dark and Darker later after I finish eating and hanging out with Mrs. Derp for a little while. We have a little morning routine that we like amongst us. Thank you so much. No, I read this other document is right here. I've already downloaded it. It's just the order itself. So yeah, this is just the case is dismissed in the United States. They'll probably there's a way to add games to your Steam launcher. Do you guys want me to show you how to do that? Yeah, if you guys want me to show you how, I can make a video of how to add Dark and Darker to your Steam launcher. Okay, yeah, I'll do that today. I'll make 2 videos. Today will be a 2 video day. Oh, do it now? Yeah, here. But I don't want to. I don't want to show you guys my Steam info. But yeah, I'll make a video about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go get my videos out. But yeah, I'll make 2 videos today. I'll do how to add Dark and Darker to your Steam, and then I'll do a video about the dismissal. No, the case has been dismissed. Here, look, it's right here. The United States District Court, Western District of Washington at Seattle, judgment in a civil case, same case number, decision by a court. This action came to consideration before the court. The issues have been considered and a decision has been rendered. The court has ordered that, for the reasons set forth in the court's order of dismissal dated August 17, 2023, docket number 57, judgment is entered in favor of the defendants, which is Iron Mace. And all of plaintiffs' Nexon Korea Corporation's claims are dismissed without prejudice. Bobby, what up, dude? Yeah, no clickbait. No clickbait. The Korean court case is still going on. Phantom, you have a good day. The Korean court case is still going on. Who amongst us? Thank you for the super. I'll get you mentioned in the next. You'll see. So if you watch today's video, your name will show up in the pre-roll. Phantom, have a good day. I'll see you guys. I'll see you later. Korean court cases are still happening, and Nexon can appeal the U.S. dismissal, but the case has been dismissed in the United States. Nexon can appeal, but that takes 1 to 3 months, as far as I know, and that appeals process is a pain in the ass, and there's a slim chance that it'll actually be granted. Wilson Games, yeah. So there's a TLDR up at the top. The U.S. case has been dismissed without prejudice. Nexon can appeal that process. However, that process takes one to 2 months, maybe longer. So I'm going to make a video, a short, like 5 to 8 minute long, probably like an 8 minute long video about the dismissal. And then probably tomorrow or the next day, after I hear more about from my friends and I do some more research on dismissals and how the appeals process works, I'm going to make a whole video about that and what we can expect from the appeals process. And then I'm also going to make a video about how to add Dark and Darker to your Steam today. So 2 videos today, and then I'll make a video about the appeals process and the dismissal process probably tomorrow or the next day. It depends on how Valve reacts to this. So, in my opinion, what will probably happen is that anybody who's purchased the game through Chaff or through their own launcher will probably be given a Steam code. At least this is how I would do it. Well, they would probably be given a Steam code to download the game through Steam if they so choose. But there is a way to add it to your Steam. Like, I have my Epic Game Launcher on my Steam account. I have my Ubisoft Game Launcher on my Steam account. So I just open up Steam, and then I can open up any launcher I have through Steam. It's all attached to my Steam. So I'll show you guys a video on how to do that. But yeah, for now we won. This is a big, huge W. The U.S. case has been dismissed. There's still a case in Korea, and they can appeal this process. They can appeal this decision. Nexon can, but for now, this is a huge dub for Iron Mace. Like, congratulations, dudes! We did it. We held the line. For now, we're just waiting on the Korean case. But the U.S. case is done until the appeals process happens, if it happens. But yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody who's joined. If you haven't now, please sub. I'm going to make a video pretty shortly, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a shorter version of this, basically a TLDR about the dismissal, probably to 8 minutes. I'll post that later today. And then I'm going to go into another longer video about... Right? What's up, man? MinX? So... yeah, I'm going to make some videos about this. I'm going to have a video out tomorrow or the next day about what happens in the appeals process and what happens after a dismissal and how long that process takes and what that looks like. But I just need to talk to my friends and I need to do some research. I don't want to give out too much information because I need to fact check myself before I do it. As always, I'm not a lawyer. This isn't legal advice. Nothing I say is ever legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not licensed. I'm just a dude who does a lot of research and has some really smart friends. So, but yeah, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to hang out with my lady. Got to go hang out with Mrs. Derp. And then I'm going to make a video. So the case in Korea is still going on, Joe Mama Gaming. Catfish Bradley, what up? Cowboy, we held the line. We sure did. Yeah, I'm going to make some videos, hang out with the lady, and then I'll be live streaming later. I'll be live streaming Dark and Darker later. I'm going to show people how to... I have another video lined up as well about how to get loot and survive solo. And I'm going to live stream some stuff for that today. It involves the ruins. But yeah, Korean courts is still going on. And those are arguably more important. But the United States case is done until the appeals process. Thanks, guys. I'm going to be out of here. I love you guys. Thanks for all of your support. The fastest way to level up is ruins. Solo runs and ruins. Ninoon. Any class. Solo runs and ruins. They have 2x EXP, double EXP in the ruins, and they have 1.5 times better loot, as like 25% to 50% better loot tables than the crypts and goblin caves. So the fastest way to level up is to solo ruins. And if you find a team fight that you don't think you could win, you just run away. I played last night and I did a 1v6 in the ruins because everybody's gray gear. I came in with a green halberd and I just on my fighter and just literally walked through 6 people. But nobody had any gear on them. So you're not going to find like a bunch of blues and purples and stuff like you would in Goblin Caves or Crypts because the high geared people don't go in there. I have no idea. Hopefully soon. But yeah, if you want to if you want to solo or team, and you just want to grind out levels and get some decent gear to like go into crypts with, or go into high rollers or do boss fights with, just do ruins, man. It's way easier. People don't go in there all juiced. The most you have to deal with is a bunch of sneaky rogues and wizards. But if you just stick to the outside of the circle and just kind of do a spiral in and work your way through and clear room to room to room and just get as much loot as possible, you'll have like I would say like if you survive until the final circle, you have about a 50-50 chance of getting out because I guarantee you there will be portals there for you. Yes, Nicholas, St. Denis. The case in the United States has been dismissed without prejudice. 100%. We did it. Nexon can still appeal that decision, but that process takes about 1 to 2 months, maybe even longer. I'm going to make a whole video on that probably tomorrow. But hell yeah. I'm going to be out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll be on streaming later. So here's what you do with the cockatrice. You don't fight it, especially as a solo, unless you have like 50 or 60 arrows, or you want to blow through, or you're a wizard and you can blow through all your spells, or you are a warlock and have like literally 5 minutes to fight a chicken. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. If you have a team, there's a way to cheese it, but there's a way to solo the cockatrice. But yeah, don't fight the cockatrice. And if you see a 3-man team, if you're solo, just run away. Just run. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be streaming live. Please come back and check it out. I'm gonna have a video up here probably within the next hour or two explaining what's happening with the dismissal. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.